People who've studied economics will be familiar with the fundamental ideas behind money creation and the functions played by banks during the process. Well, it's believed that the Rothschild family started that. And for centuries, they've stood out as the richest family in the world. What level of wealth has this family accumulated, and how? You want to find out? Then stay tuned. The Rothschild family built a financial empire in the 1800s. The Rothschilds, one of the richest families in history, have amassed considerable power over the centuries. The Rothschild family hails from Frankfurt, Germany, and has Jewish roots. They finally built a powerful presence in key cities including London, Paris, Vienna, and Naples as part of an international banking empire. Since becoming well known, the Rothschilds have gained noble status in the Holy Roman Empire and the United Kingdom. They also have their very own coat of arms. With extensive interests in mining, financial services, real estate, agriculture, winemaking, and philanthropy, the Rothschild family is still very active in the business. There's no doubt that the Rothschild family has had a significant impact on European history, and the extravagant castles and estates that they've built throughout the continent are evidence of their enormous wealth and power. According to some sources, the richest family owns about $500 trillion. However, given that the total amount of global capital is thought to be between 1 and 2 quadrillion, that's not only difficult to believe, but also practically impossible. It's incomprehensible that one family has between 25 and 50% of the world's wealth. Some other sources place their worth between $500 billion and $1 trillion. That's almost 2 to 4 times more than Elon Musk, the world's richest man. The Rothschilds weren't always surrounded by luxury and wealth. Their story has a humble beginning. The journey to wealth began with Mayer Amschel Rothschild. He was raised in Frankfurt's Judengasse, a constrained neighborhood for the city's 3,000 Jewish people. Early in life, Mayer Rothschild acquired commercial knowledge. Amschel Moses Rothschild, his father, traded money and dealt silk. Sorting coins obtained by Frankfurt's semi-annual trade fairs, which drew buyers and merchants from across the region, was one of Mayer's first employment. When Mayer was 12, his parents passed away from smallpox. He resided with his family, who sent him to apprentice at the renowned Jewish financial firm Simon Wolf Oppenheimer in Hanover. Mayer was exposed to international business and banking there and gained knowledge of rare coins from the Byzantine Empire, ancient Rome, and Persia. At 19, Mayer Rothschild returned to Frankfurt and joined his brothers in the family-run trading company. Mayer became a dealer in rare coins and won the patronage of Crown Prince Wilhelm of Hesse, who had also bought coins from Mayer's father. This was a crucial economic partnership for Mayer, since it allowed him to connect with other aristocrats and expanded to encompass other financial services. The title Wilhelm IX, Landgrave of Hesse-Kassel, was eventually bestowed upon Crown Prince Wilhelm, who was the heir to an enormous fortune. Because the prince liked Rothschild, he was granted the position of court factor, also known as a crown agent, in 1769. After several years of hard work, he founded a bank. The French Revolution saw a fast expansion of the Rothschild banking empire. Mayer Rothschild facilitated payments from Britain for the hiring of Hessian mercenary soldiers. Besides retaining one son in Frankfurt, Rothschild sent his boys to reside in Naples, Vienna, Paris, and London in the early 1800s. Mayer Rothschild's children were dispersed throughout Europe. Therefore, the 5 connected branches effectively became the first bank to cross international lines. Over numerous centuries, the Rothschilds family had plenty of opportunities to accumulate bonds and increase their wealth in various businesses by lending to governments to finance their war operations. They supported the colonization of Africa during the 1800s. One view holds that they produced the conditions that sparked the First World War. Remember, they gained a fortune by giving the Allies and the Axis forces ammunition, weaponry, and medical supplies. Remember Professor Moriarty from Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows? It's said that his character was based on the Rothschild family. Mayer Rothschild gave his heirs explicit instructions on managing the family finances before passing away. His will specified a strict patrilineal system of succession, in which title and property could only pass through the male line. Female descendants were barred from any direct inheritance because they wished to maintain the riches inside the family. This had the effect of promoting intra-family marriages. The third Rothschild son, Nathan, was the most successful of the 4 sons who left home. In order to start a textile company, Nathan relocated to Manchester, England in 1798. To establish himself as a banker, he later relocated to London and funded N.M. Rothschild in 1810. Today, N.M. Rothschild & Sons are still in business. The bank reported $77 billion in assets under management and $2 billion in income for 2019. N.M. Rothschild & Sons provided credit to the British government in times of need, just like the other Rothschild family banks did. The bank nearly entirely funded the war effort during the Napoleonic Wars by managing and financing the government's payments to allies and lending money to pay British soldiers. Do you want to know about the luxury lifestyle of wealthy individuals and their families? Then all you have to do is click on the subscribe button. Let's move on. The Rothschild fortune typically invests in closely held businesses. Rothschild enterprises are still prospering today. Most family members work for these businesses directly or have investments in businesses that provide wealth for the family. The family's extraordinary success is partially attributable to their keen interest in working together, entrepreneurship, and adherence to sound business practices. The Rothschild family descendants are best recognized as some of the wealthiest individuals in Europe and as proprietors of some of the largest European financial brokerage houses. According to several reputable financial journalists, the entire family allegedly operates as a shadow organization today and holds a sizable stake in practically every multinational bank. They estimate that they control a combined 30% ownership in all big banks. The family owns Waddesdon Manor, which is a mansion. The majestic home and estate, which is situated in Buckinghamshire village of Waddesdon, connects numerous other properties nearby held by the banking family. The mansion, which is now owned by the National Trust but continues to be run by the Rothschild Foundation, is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the nation, receiving over 463,000 visitors in 2019. The home includes amazing underground wine cellars with over 15,000 bottles, which presently house the largest collection of Rothschild wines in the world. The house is decorated with several portraits from the 18th century, tapestries, furniture, and huge grounds with a cast iron aviary stocked with rare and exotic birds. Even with their consistent investment practices over the years, we've seen some members of the Rothschild family spend big on luxury. Let's take a look at some of them. Planet 9, the enormous yacht owned by Nathaniel Rothschild, has a private room and more than 300 square meters divided into two separate quarters for the owner. The yacht's price is $102 million and has a beach club, spa, helipad, below-deck hangar, and refueling station. The inside amenities include a 119-inch movie screen, a panoramic observatory lounge, 2 elevators, and various classy, modern resting spots with excellent privacy. Nathaniel Rothschild seems to be the one that loves spending his money on luxury. He has a private Bombardier Global 6000 worth $62.31 million. This aircraft has a top speed of 950 kilometers per hour and can travel up to 6,900 miles while carrying 17 passengers. It's powered by twin turbofan and Rolls-Royce BR700 engines. On Rothschild's private jet, he can do everything from having business meetings to sleeping, and he has access to Ka-band internet technology, keeping him connected the entire way. Advanced soundproofing materials on the jet allow for a comfortable night's sleep, and you can connect a range of devices within the aircraft, including Apple TV, Blu-ray DVD players, and even a PlayStation 4. However, those acquisitions pale compared to those of his wealthy great-granduncle. One of the current most frugal Rothschild is Walter Rothschild. His love of zoology drove him to spend a fortune on exotic pets, including zebras, hundreds of birds, and even a big tortoise. The eccentric billionaire trained 3 zebras to pull his carriage across London. Walter built the largest specimen collection the world has ever known. In his later years, he sold the American Museum of Natural History in New York's collection of birds. The remainder of his incredible collection was given to the Natural History Museum after his passing. The Rothschild family will undoubtedly continue to be billionaires for many generations. Even though they're not as well known or powerful as they once were, the Rothschild family's business endeavors continue to be profitable. The family motto is Concordia Integritas Industria, which means harmony, integrity, and industry. There you have it, inside the wealth of the Rothschilds. Watch our next video on the channel.